Bom dia, todos vocês. Good morning, everyone. How are you guys doing? I hope you all are having tenho ótimo dia thus far. Which tenho is hope I have. I'm sorry. Hope you guys are having an awesome morning. Listen, I want to talk real quick about the little Will Smith thing, and it's definitely not necessarily in my lane of YouTube per se, but of course, you know, you can always bring about certain, I guess, wisdom from and interject it or give your views on it. I'll say it that way. I want to talk about the consequences of forgiveness. When we associate consequences, let's talk about something that I think we all can understand. Let's talk about the dope game. In the dope game, you have the glitz and the glam and the flashiness of you know, obtaining things, trinkets, cars, all of this stuff, pseudo respect, you know, and people in some cases fearing you because of the people who you are around, the people you have around you. And you know, people sometimes they want to be like you because of the bread you get. But interestingly enough, there are other variables associated with the dope game, like the DEA, the Drug Enforcement Agency, and other various government agencies that are sent out to combat the quote-unquote war on drugs. There are jealous friends who are around you, who will celebrate you when they're around you because of what they can get from you, but then talk about you behind your back. There's the jack man, the snatch man that's plotting on you. First chance they get to see you by yourself or with not a whole lot of people, they're gonna try to ride on you. There are the consequences of incarceration. There's the ultimate betrayal of having the person that you took care of and fed, and when you shine, they shine. When you drip, they drip, and they snitch on you. And there's the ultimate consequence of death. Now, all of these factors are a part of the dope game, and people understand that. Interestingly enough, when one of them occurs, the people that are in the drug game, they seem to be a little bit shocked sometimes. It's like, oh, how dare somebody snitch on me, or how dare somebody try to rob me. It's a package deal, right? You can't be a drug dealer without accepting, these other variables, because they all come into play, right? Well, consequences have forgiveness as well. What are you saying? Well, this is what I'm saying. Will Smith, when he chose to forgive his wife for publicly cheating on him, for her constant public humiliation of his character, her just saying a lot of demeaning and emasculated things about him and to him, having him crying on TV. I don't think she made him cry, but just the whole picture just seemed to be real. It was not a good look. I'll say it that way. To the point where he develops a complex, puts pen to paper and write the words along the lines of, I wish I was this other guy who my wife really loved, or I wish that she loved me like she loved this guy. When you choose to forgive someone, and I'm not saying forgiveness is wrong, I think forgiveness is great. I think forgiveness is not really for the other person, it's for you. However, when you choose to do that, there are consequences that come along with forgiveness. There are consequences of people jeering at you, people saying demeaning things about you, people calling you soft, people looking at your wife and saying bad things about your wife. And they may not necessarily hit on what she did directly. They'll probably say something else that might be obvious. But the truth of the matter is, what she did was so with such a public humiliation, and you chose to forgive her and stay with her, which I don't have no problem with that, you also have to choose to accept what comes along with that, the public humiliation associated with your action of forgiveness. Do I think what he did was wrong? In theory, I don't think I think defending someone you love in theory is noble. In application, it's wrong. Because we look at Tay-Tay and Lil Devontae, who when they do the same thing, if that girl cheats on them and they choose to forgive that person, and somebody takes to social media and they say something derogatory about them, and then they say, well, you know, it's on site, you know, and then they act the fool out in public, and when you get to the meat of the matter, you realize, oh, somebody disrespected him on social media. Somebody said something derogatory about his girl, and he felt disrespected. He didn't appreciate that, so he lashed out. We'll shame them. We'll call them simps. We'll call them fools. We'll call them lames and white knights, you know, caping and all of that stuff. But when somebody like Will Smith does it, well, he was defending his wife's honor, and Chris Rock was wrong. He shouldn't have said that. Number one, Chris Rock is a comedian. Nothing is really off limits to a comedian. Would it hurt any man? Yeah, I think it would bother any man. But a lot of times, again, we don't, like, just because your feelings are hurt, that doesn't give you the right to lash out violently against somebody who hurt your feelings. It's the same thing that happened in the hood. And oh yeah, there are a lot of people who might support him. Of course, there are a lot of people that say, man, you simped. You did the ultimate simp move, and that was stupid. And then there are some people that'll say, you know what? I told you they were all violent. It doesn't matter how much money they have. Look at them. You make them angry, you hurt their feelings, they're gonna get violent. Now, interestingly enough, he did that to Chris Rock, somebody who was a little vertically challenging. I wonder would he have done that to somebody like, I wonder would he have done that to Dave Chappelle, or Corey Holcomb, or somebody else that was more his size, more his stature, more his you know, his build. I wonder what he have done. Chris Rock ain't no small guy. I'm not saying he's a wimp or anything like that. I'm just saying, was it kind of a bully move that he did, that he pulled? And then my thing is this: I respect the fact that he was man enough to turn around and ask forgiveness. But sometimes it's kind of like, okay, if you're gonna pull such a bold, stupid move, then keep that same energy until you leave. If you really about that life. I think what probably, and this is Monday morning quarterback, literally Monday morning, maybe he should have spoken behind closed doors. Hey man, I didn't appreciate that. I'm not saying that it would be easy for any man to sit and watch somebody say something, you know, in a pejorative way, even if it was a joke about somebody that you love. But if that person's done something to you and you chose to forgive them, it's a package deal. Now what's going to happen is the floodgates are going to open up even wider, and every comedian is going to come after him. This is a term we used to have we used to say in the hood all the time, and even it was mostly the older people that would say this to the younger people. Baby, you can't beat everybody. One day you're going to meet your match. And hopefully it won't come to that, but bruh, you can't beat everybody. And now everybody knows, Samson, where your strength lies. And they gonna cut it every single chance they get. So you're gonna be in a constant barber chair for a long time. And their words are gonna cut sharper than scissors and clippers. So I don't know, that's just my take on it. Hopefully the situation will die down at some point. It's just that it was not a good look across the board. Again, I understand why he did it. I just think he probably could have done something a lot more gentlemanly, a lot more sophisticated. Not judging the brother, I'm just saying he could have handled that a little bit better. But anyway, this is your man Larry, the American Brazilian, saying tenho ótimo dia. Hope you guys have an awesome day, and até a breve. I'll see you soon. É verdade.